Weekend Warriors Home Improvement Show, built by PARR Lumber. When it comes to big or small projects around the home, Tony and Corey have got the know-how and the answers to make your life just a bit easier. Here they are, your Weekend Warriors, Tony and Corey.
Mother's Day is around the corner. So today on the show, Tony and I are going to be talking about some ideas for you, the Weekend Warrior, to do around your house to make Mother's Day extra special.
Yeah, I think we've got some. I mean, obviously there are lots of different moms and lots of different things that moms will value, right? So we're going to break this up a little bit, and we're going to talk about a few different kinds of moms, and we're going to talk about then all moms in general. So we've sort of broken it up. We got a list of things that we feel like maybe will be work for everyone. Little something for everybody in here.
Absolutely. You know, and I just thought another one, Tony. I'm going to type this out here.
Tell me this. What kind of a mom is your wife?
That's a good question. My wife is all of these.
Your wife is a trendy mom.
She's pretty trendy.
You got trendy mom.
She likes to be trendy.
Yeah.
Too much TikTok.
So we might have something for trendy mom. We definitely got a pretty decent list. You got dog moms. That's a great idea. You know, we need a dog house is a great project for a dog mom. And I feel like I've had dog houses in the past, but if you don't do it right, and then it gets dirty inside or it gets wet inside, you need to be able to get in there, clean it properly so that it can be everything for your dog year round.
See, here's the thing about a dog mom, though. Dog moms aren't putting their dogs outside.
Well, dogs have to go outside.
Well, they have to, but they don't live there. How many dogs do you know, or have you ever met in your life, that sleeps in a doghouse?
Well, here's the thing. Think about this. During the summer months, when the weather outside is temperate, dogs want to be outside. Your dog is a little dainty. Your dainty little dog might not want to be outside. My dog wants to be outside all the time. If I open up the patio door and close the screen, my dog will go out and stay out for hours. The only reason my dog's not an outdoor dog is because I don't want her tracking mud and bringing little animals and things into the house.
Yeah.
So I let her go out during the warm, temperate months where there's not mud and, mess. And she definitely would roll up into it. She goes out into the lawn in the middle somewhere, lays down and surveys her territory. And if someone comes anywhere near the fence, they're going to know she's there.
She's a barker.
She's a bit of a growler. Yeah.
But would you put a house? Would you build a dog house or more of a dog lounge?
Yes, a dog lounge. Absolutely. Not like some dark, dingy little, thing where they feel cramped in space, but maybe something very light and airy, but that is, out of the direct sunlight and out of any sprinkly rain that happens to be coming down.
I mean, it's not a bad idea. I mean, I just feel like, the dog house is such a cliche thing anymore. People I've seen, we've built them. We used to have doghouse competitions.
Sure, yeah.
Where people would come to PARR Lumber with their dog houses and we would give them away. And
I like dog lounge. That's an awesome
dog
idea.
lounge. Because I honestly don't know a single person. Not one person that has a dog that lives outside full time that lives in a dog house.
Well, maybe not someone who lives in a downtown area.
I know some husbands that live in dog houses.
But there are farms and ranches out there where, dogs only come in to say hi and then they're right back out again.
But are we talking about those?
We're talking to everybody.
We're talking about dog moms.
Hey, a dog mom can be a farmer and a rancher.
Fur baby. Dog moms that call themselves dog moms have fur babies, and that's all they talk about. They don't have kids.
All right.
They're not living outside. I guarantee.
So what
it.
we're doing then for those dogs is for those moms.
So I just came
inside.
Dog wash.
Oh, a dog wash. That's a good idea.
I've been hearing a lot about those lately. Some of the newer houses that I'm seeing, like the nicer ones, we did the Street of Dreams last year, and there were several houses that had dog washes built in.
Yeah.
Into the mud rooms or into the garage, the laundry areas, like these dedicated dog wash. I think it's a great idea. Especially
That is a great idea. I like that.
You got one of those big ones, the big freaking
those like a Great
Saint
Dane.
Bernard or something.
Yeah. Something that takes 2 or 3 people to get the job done.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Here's another one on the list. The outdoor mom.
Outdoor mom.
We have a whole list of things here. Actually, not a whole list. We have 2 things, but lots of things under those 2 things that would make those 2 things amazing. For instance,
2 things.
Planter boxes.
Yes.
It is a really good time of year in the spring to go out and build some planter boxes. I've gotten so many calls from customers asking about cedar. They're building planter boxes for their family, for their wives, for raised gardens, or even an herb garden.
Oh, yeah, that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, my mom's a bit of an outdoor mom, actually. She definitely loves plants. She loves to grow plants. She's got a beautiful Christmas cactus, multiple beautiful Christmas cactuses. So she's into growing stuff. And I feel like an herb garden on the patio or out, somewhere outdoors there, she would absolutely love that. I'm imagining, Corey, something that's vertical. Kind of like a freestanding rack, maybe, or one of those ladder shelf units that's leaning up against the house that's got, like potted plants sitting on it.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, that seems like that would be very cool.
I've seen people make them out of, help me out.
Wood.
Pallets.
Oh, yeah.
Pallet wood.
Yeah, sure.
I've seen people
that
take
too.
pallets, put them vertically, and then put little shelves in there, and then put pots in each one
Yeah.
for herbs.
Not the look I'd be going for, but I
me
hear
neither.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I might take that pallet apart and fashion something, but I don't know. I work with pallets all the time. I feel like they're very industrial.
I agree. I think the pallet wood thing is...
Yeah, some sort of a raised garden bed or an herb garden or something outside. And there is 1,000 ways to do those things. There are, very nondescript, rectangle-shaped raised garden beds that go on the ground. And then, there are so many different ways to do very cool things. Google it or Pinterest, right?
Well, I'll tell you one tip for garden beds, especially like an herb garden. I would make them higher up. I would put legs on them and put them higher up off the ground. So that way you're not having to
bend over
to weed or bend over to get the herbs that you want. You want to make them narrow so you can walk all the way around them. Just from experience, if you have a garden bed that you're having to climb on your hands and knees to get at, it's not something you're going to want to use every day. And if you're going out to get some herbs out of it, how nice would it be to have it higher up?
Yeah.
Is all I'm saying.
And also give some consideration to the fact that where you're going to water these plants and the water needs to be able to get out of the pot. They sell planter pots with no hole in the bottom. And if you're not being careful, you could end up drowning it. So make sure that it has the ability to drain water out of the bottom of the pot.
And I did want to address this question that I get a lot about planter beds and growing herb gardens and things like this, is pressure treated lumber.
Yeah.
I've gotten this question so many times where people say, oh, I don't want to use pressure treated or PT because I'm planting plants in it or I'm putting herbs in it. But the fact of the matter is, pressure-treated lumber that you buy nowadays isn't like it was 20 years ago. It does not have arsenic in it. They all use an ingredient that is made out of copper as its agent for longevity. So it's entirely safe.
I mean, we can speak specifically about exterior wood by Taiga. We know for a fact...
Well, it's
copper azoles is what they're using.
Yeah, well, most are now because
there are some treatments,
but arsenic you can't you can't buy it. You can't use it.
But there are some treatments that are not necessarily copper azoles.
Yeah, there's other ones. Sodium.
Agricultural treatments and some other things. I mean, I'm just trying not to throw a blanket over all pressure-treated material.
Just be, I guess if
you're going to the building material supply, if you're going to PARR lumber and you're buying 2x4 or 2x12 or 4x or 6x or 8x, that treated lumber is safe in a growing environment.
Correct.
Yeah.
The chemicals that are used in it are completely safe.
Right.
To plant plants and whatever next to it.
Right.
A lot of people don't like that. They still think of it as weird, and I get it too.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, I would choose something like cedar. You can buy cedar. What I wouldn't do is buy something like Douglas fir or hemlock, because it would be a waste of time. You're going to plant it, dirt in it, and it'll be rotted out within 2 years. You'll be replacing it. So anyway, I just wanted to address that.
Yeah, so here's just one last little tip. If you find yourself where your budget is fir, even though you know it's not going to last, here's a tip. When you put the planter box down, make sure that it is up off of the dirt of the ground by a little bit, half an inch or an inch. You can maybe set something underneath it that doesn't hold water, like asphalt shingles or something like that. You wouldn't want to set it on concrete. Concrete holds water, and then it will cause that to rot. And then line the inside of your planter box with vinyl, plastic, polypropylene, or something along those lines, like a 3 mil or a 1 mil
vapor barrier,
plastic. And that will protect the wood on the inside from the dirt, which is wet, from causing it to rot quickly. And then the bottom, make sure you're sitting on something that's not holding water.
I do have one more for you, actually.
Yeah.
I just thought of this. There's a guy that comes into our store every so often. His name's Rich Fiala Farms. Awesome guy. He owns a farm right across the river from us in West Lynn. And he makes raised planter beds out of CMU block.
Interesting.
And he really likes the CMU block because it has that air gap in it.
Yeah.
So he'll build the boxes out of the blocks, and then he'll cover the tops so that, water, they don't fill up with water and junk on the inside. And the nice part about that is that it creates almost an insulation quality to the brick, and it keeps the dirt. His growing season is longer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
And he'll even make, for some things, when he's starts out super early, he'll make those little domes out of PVC pipe and
sure
visqueen, clear visqueen.
Looks like the top of a wagon, like a wagon train wagon.
And they fit right down in there. He'll drill little holes in the top of his cap.
They call it a hoop house.
Hoop house. Yeah, it's really cool. Works out great. So that's another option. They don't necessarily look amazing because it's CMU block. But
sure. Yeah,
anyway,
interesting.
It's a tip.
That is very interesting. What's the other thing for Outdoor Mom besides planter boxes?
A patio retreat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm interested. I'm intrigued. My interest is piqued.
Well, think about this. Think about the patio. You had one. I had one. Just a blank, boring patio.
Yeah, mine's concrete. Yours is concrete. Ours are concrete.
Yeah.
Concrete patio. Maybe the patio even is, maybe it's a deck patio, but it's very plain.
Just nothing.
Sure.
Nothing going on out there besides a table and a couple chairs.
And what you're saying is that is a canvas for a masterpiece.
100%.
Something that Mom would love.
Mom, I think, would love a cover.
Patio cover.
For shade.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy them pre-built. You can build one. But something to put up for shade and privacy also. Maybe a windbreak. Tony, you had this idea because you have a big patio cover that you put up on your back porch.
Yes.
Or back patio.
12 by 20 is the size of my covered back patio.
But you get a lot of wind.
A lot of wind whips through there.
So you had this idea, and we talked about this, creating a windbreak out of canvas. And I've actually seen this at different places where you can get, you can buy them where they'll have stainless steel cable that is anchored at the top and at the bottom. And then you have canvas that has eyelets in it, and that it kind of goes, you put the cable through it and then fasten it at the bottom and then fasten it at the top. So then you can raise it and lower it. Those actually work really, really well. But you said they're kind of expensive.
It is expensive. If you buy the system like that goes in like that, it is expensive. I was trying to, in my mind, fashion together something that would be buying the parts and pieces, the eyelets, the stainless steel cable, maybe the canvas, the large pieces of canvas. Of course, we would have to install ringlets, but that's something that can be done. And then you'd be putting something together for a much more affordable price.
Yeah. I mean, that, or you could even build something out of cedar lattice or even plants. You could go get some plants to put up for privacy or as a windbreak.
Yeah, privacy screen is a wood privacy screen is a good way to go. If you're not using it and you're wanting to have the space open, you have to have a place to put it. So if there's not a place for you to store it when you're not using it, then it becomes...
That is kind of the nice part about having those, the removable ones, like out of canvas. Is you can roll it up when you don't want it. If it's going to block sun or if it's going to block your ability to move through there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good idea. Some other things you would want to add into your patio retreat would be definitely outdoor heating.
Oh, yeah.
I think you need a fire pit or some sort of even electric heater or a gas heater, wood burning fire pit. You have a Solo stove. Those things are awesome.
Yep, there's Solo is a great brand. Brio is a great brand. You can actually buy a Brio brand portable wood stove or wood
fire pit.
Yeah. At PARR Lumber. You can get them at PARR Lumber. They're
really?
in stock at several locations on display there. But I'll tell you what, it's very cool. Stainless steel or some sort of aluminum material that it's made out of. It's got a gap or a space underneath it that's vented. So when you set it down, it does not superheat the substructure that it's sitting on. So you can have it sitting on a wood deck or a exposed aggregate patio, and you don't have to worry about it burning or charring or discoloring at all the substrate that it's sitting on.
Interesting.
And even though that thing's pumping out serious heat, and it's easy to start a fire in there, and
so the big draw to those is that they don't produce smoke.
Smokeless, that's right.
Does it work?
It works great, yeah. I mean, you can build a small fire in the middle and smoke will come from that fire, but when you build a full fire inside of there, it somehow sucks there's holes around the top. It sort of sucks the smoke back down and runs it back through and sort of burns off the smoke.
Very cool.
But it is cool and it does work. It works really good, and I absolutely love it. Love mine.
Getting one. Some other things you'd want in the patio retreat would be outdoor lighting or ambient lighting. Definitely some string lights, or some twinkle lights. What do they call those other ones? Those little, you can get them battery operated if you don't want to run electricity.
Oh, sure.
Outdoor lighting, absolutely key for a nice little mom retreat. Maybe some outdoor speakers.
That's a really good idea. I mean, audio and video maybe outdoor. I'm just saying it might be nice to have a flat screen TV up there that maybe is just looping your favorite family videos, or not your favorite family photos. I'm sorry, I meant to say photos. You don't have to be out there watching TV. You don't have to be out there watching a movie, but you could have audio video equipment that enhances the mood and stuff that's going on when you're out there. But that's really stepping it up. That's something.
Something else, some other things I'd put out there. Maybe an outdoor rug.
Sure, a rug is a great idea.
Some plants, some comfy chairs. Think reading nook.
Oh, okay.
Mom can go out, hang out on their little private patio retreat.
Yeah.
Away from the kids and enjoy a book.
I
always think of that when we've got a little patio area outside of our door that I built. And my wife has turned that into her retreat. We have a hot tub out there. So we've got a couple little chairs, a little table.
Yeah.
It's private.
It's an opportunity to have a little bit of storage out there. You can keep pillows or blankets or something in some storage. If it's undercover and it's protected from the elements, then there's an opportunity to maybe have a little storage.
Get away and be outside.
Maybe a little water feature to add some
That's a great
ambient sounds. Yeah, that actually is very exciting. That's something that all moms, I think, would love, especially the outdoor moms.
I agree. All right, what about the culinary mom?
Culinary mom.
There's some moms out there that like to cook.
How about a selfie with Gordon Ramsay? Is that what every culinary mom wants?
I think my culinary mom would want that for sure.
Here's a good one on that list for culinary mom. A new spice rack in the kitchen.
Oh yeah, I think about the one that you built for your mom, or that we built for your mom.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There was a space on either side of her stove.
Yep.
Where it was just empty space. Like the stove was
the stove was 30 inches wide, and the cabinets were just short of that on either side. There was 6 or 8 inches in there.
So we made a sliding rack that goes on either side, and that would just slide in. You could pull it out, and have tons of spice rack space, and then you slide it back in, and it was nice and organized.
Yeah, no hardware on it. We put push activated hardware on it. So when you look at it, it just looks like a filler panel.
That's right.
But then you push on it and it pops out. And there's spice racks on both sides. She loves it. She absolutely loves it.
Yeah, that turned out really cool. Some other things in the kitchen. You could organize the pantry with new shelves.
Oh man, I'm about to do my pantry. Absolutely.
If you've ever gone into the pantry, and we just talked about spring cleaning not too long ago. If you've gone into your pantry and you've found things in there from 1985, I mean,
it's time to go through the pantry.
Yeah, the culinary mom would probably really appreciate a nice new organized pantry.
You know, this is something that I've got going on. I know you've got it going on in your kitchen. Pull out shelves instead of stationary shelves. It's kind of like a drawer, but it's not a drawer. It's just like a shelf that pulls out, and it's got sides on it. But you open the cabinet door, and instead of just having shelves in there, you can draw the stuff out to you. It makes it easier to get it out, makes it easier to put it away. Those are very cool.
And that's something you can add to any kitchen. If you have a kitchen with cupboards and just shelves, you can either buy or build drawer kits that fit perfectly in there, so then you don't have to be digging, pulling things out. You just pull the drawer out. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing.
How about drawer organizers?
Easy to get, easy to make.
Yeah,
even
organize the junk drawer or the silverware drawer. Super easy, and you could probably get it done before Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
How about a coffee bar, Tony? You built one of these.
I did.
And I actually really like it. You did. How did you do it? You bought some pre-manufactured cabinets.
One cabinet. Yep. One cabinet that was like 30 inches wide and I don't know, about 16 inches or 18 inches tall. And then I put sides on it, which came down and acted as legs, and then a top, of course, across the top, and then caulked and painted everything together so that it looked like it was just one piece.
Yeah.
But it went together pretty easily.
You had a nice little space right by your kitchen that you were able to empty wall.
Yep.
Put up a little coffee bar.
Yep. There was an outlet there even. It was absolutely perfect. Put the coffee out there and the cups and the cocoa and a little dish full of marshmallows. Yeah, it was great. Absolutely great. I got big points for that one.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Another cool one in the kitchen would be a wine rack.
That's something that my culinary wife definitely wants. She definitely wants it. She loves it. We saw one on Pinterest that looked really cool, kind of like a sunburst, and it's made out of black walnut, which would match her dining room table.
So we're going to build one of those?
We're going to build one of those. It's going to be amazing.
All right. Maybe while we're at it, we should build a charcuterie board.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my wife actually collects charcuterie boards. She has probably 24 charcuterie boards. So she has a An obsession.
Do you guys eat a lot of charcuterie?
We actually do. She
Various
really
meats
enjoys.
and cheeses?
I mean, we don't. I wouldn't say that we eat it as much as she makes it and takes it places. You know, it's sort of it's her contribution.
Yeah.
When we get together with others.
Well, I mean, it's a good contribution. Who doesn't love various meats and cheeses?
I definitely do.
Here's some other things you can do. A hot water dispenser.
Oh yeah, Insta-Hot.
I installed one of those on my kitchen. We use it constantly.
Do you use a Keurig?
No.
Okay. Have you used a Keurig?
I have, yeah.
You know, when you pour the water in the Keurig and then you put the cup under and you hit the button and then you what? You wait.
Yeah, you get coffee.
And you wait.
Oh, while it heats up?
And it heats up and then it does all the...
Oh, yeah.
And then eventually you have coffee.
Are you suggesting filling the reservoir with hot water?
Yes, sir, I am.
I think that's a bad idea.
You know, it's a great idea.
Have you done it?
I've been doing it for years.
Really?
Absolutely. I fill my coffee cup with Insta-Hot, steamy hot water, and then I pour that into my Keurig, and that baby's making coffee now.
I don't think you're supposed to do that.
Well, maybe not, but it works good for me.
You're adding microplastics into your coffee.
Well, that's what my immune system is for.
I'm not sure that's what your immune system is for. All right, if you got an old crappy dishwasher, now might be a good time.
Oh, yeah.
A brand new, spanking new Bosch dishwasher, nice and quiet.
Yeah.
Maybe some under cabinet lighting.
It's a great idea. I started an under cabinet lighting project.
Started?
And then didn't finish it.
Really?
Yeah.
So you can't even turn them on?
No, they turn on, but they're kind of hanging down and they're
I
not
see.
complete and they're not where they're supposed to be. Yeah, it's just kind of a thing.
You can buy battery operated under cabinet lighting. You can buy under cabinet lighting that is battery operated and they're motion activated. So you walk into the kitchen and then you put your hand under there and they turn on for a period of time.
Yeah.
10 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever you choose. And then they just turn off. So the batteries actually last quite a long time.
Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. I actually ran the electrical for it when I did my kitchen remodel years ago.
Yeah.
And I started putting them in there, but I just didn't. I mean, they're there and they work, but they're just not. They're not installed properly.
Gotcha. Do you have old pendant lighting?
I do. Yep, I can think of.
Do you have a bar or?
I can think of at least 3 pendant lights that I have that have been there for a long time.
Yeah, I mean now's would be a good time
to replace them.
Replacing an old pendant light is not that difficult. It's just like replacing any light fixture. But you got to buy like 3 of them, right? Or however many pendants you have. If you got those old multicolored hand-blown glass ones from the 90s, early 2000s, you know, that were so popular.
Yeah.
That'd
Very
be a good time.
interesting. I hadn't thought about that.
It's a good project.
Seems like a good idea.
Another one on the list is to replace if you've got can lights in the kitchen, replace all the lights with LED. And the light is amazing.
Yeah. That really is. It's very good, and it's costing you less money at the end of the month when you're paying your power bill.
Absolutely. A couple other new ones to replace. Might be a good time. Replace your faucet. I have this one, and I absolutely love it. I have the Touch 2.0, where you just leave the faucet, the water on, and you tap it. You just tap it with your hand or whatever, and it turns on, turns off. I absolutely love that faucet.
Yeah, it is nice. I do like it as well. I don't have it at my own personal house, but I like playing with yours.
It's
on off.
Well, it's nice because you get into these situations like what sold me on is like you're cooking chicken or something, and your hands are just like covered in chicken goo, and you don't want to grab the faucet handle.
Sure, right? Because then you're gonna have to clean it later.
Yeah, you just touch the thing with your wrist.
Elbow, yeah.
Works fantastic.
Yeah, that's funny.
All right, there's one last one in the kitchen area for the culinary mom, and it's to replace cabinet hardware. That's a super easy one.
That's a great idea. If you've got old cabinet hardware, or even old, if you have an old finish on your cabinet doors, refinishing cabinet doors and replacing hardware is a beautiful facelift, and upgrade without spending, without breaking the bank.
Yes. All right. I made a segment for the tech mom.
Ooh, techie mom.
If you got a tech mom, do you have a tech mom, Tony?
I do not. My mom is old school. I got old school mom, but she does play Pokemon Go on her cell phone.
Interesting.
Yeah, she loves Pokemon Go.
Maybe she's a tech mom.
So, I mean, she's moderately techie.
I know some tech moms for sure. And so I came up with a few gift ideas / projects.
I'm confused. Is it tech mom or techno mom?
Oh, techno. I like techno mom.
Tech mom. Okay, what is the first item on what my mom has the first item.
Told you?
Yep.
Your mom's a techno mom.
My mom has a Wi-Fi digital. She has several Wi-Fi digital picture frames. And do you know what's cool about those? I can give them as a gift a Wi-Fi digital picture frame. And then I can upload photos to the frame from my cell phone from my house.
That's awesome.
Whenever I want. And so they'll be sitting in the living room and they'll hear a little ding and there'll be a brand new photo.
Spanking brand new photo.
On the digital photo frame.
Of her family.
It is a super awesome gift to give any mom. No
I agree.
question.
That's why I put it on the list for
I like it.
Techie techno mom.
It's good.
Here's another one. USB outlets.
Yes.
USB outlets are one of the greatest inventions ever made that you can put into, you just take out the old plug and put the new one in. I don't know if they make GFCI USB outlets. I don't know that. But in almost anywhere else in the house that's non-GFCI, they make them. Because how many devices do you have that run on USB?
So many.
Yeah, there's tons and tons. And you're always looking for those stupid bricks.
Yeah. So
you got a plug, a brick. Or
and
if you got a thing, you give 2 plugs and then you run out of spaces to plug everything else in.
If you have a USB outlet, then you can have 1 or 2 or maybe 4 USB devices plugged into it at the same time as 2 electrical plugs.
That's right.
So it triples the capability of that without even adding, a surge protector.
Yeah. And keep in mind, I have USB outlets all over my house. Absolutely love them. But one of the newest things now is USB-C.
Right.
So the old version was USB-A, which is the square.
Rectangle.
Or the rectangle. Like what we would consider old school USB.
Right.
That look. USB-C now is a very much smaller, oblong-shaped oval. And even Apple has switched. They went from Lightning to now USB-C.
Interesting.
It's the standard.
Wow.
So now you're getting it on both ends. So on the end that plugs into your phone and the end that plugs into the brick or wall. So if you're going out to buy a USB-C outlet, I would get the ones that have either one of each. You can get them now with one of each, or get them with USB-C, depending on how new your devices are.
If you have multiple outlets on a wall, maybe do one USB-A and one USB-C.
Yeah, totally. Just something to consider.
Yeah, it is. It's
maybe
good.
think about the devices that you have. You're starting to see it in new cars too. So like my truck, I have a 2021 truck, Silverado, and it has one of each, USB-A, USB-C.
Interesting. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Another one for the techie mom, dimmer switches. I mean, it's not so super techie, but a mom that loves high-tech stuff would absolutely love dimmer switches.
Especially,
I do.
Especially in a room where there is a soaker tub.
A soaker tub?
A soaker tub and a dimmer switch go hand in hand.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes.
Yes, they do.
Well, and especially if you already replaced all your lights to LED, they're super bright. And sometimes you just got to dim it.
Right.
Dim it
sometimes
down.
you're looking for something a little, a little more smoky.
And the next one on the list, which goes perfectly with that, would be home automation.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big proponent. I love Siri. I love telling Siri to turn my lights on and off. And I have Lutron Casita switches all throughout my house. And they double as dimmers. So I can tell Siri at any time to reduce the lighting to 50%. Or I can set scenes. I can say, hey, I'm cooking. And I have certain light patterns set up, like the one over my sink and the one under my under cabinet lighting in the kitchen and all of these things. And I can say, set a scene for maybe watching a movie or cooking or whatever. It's fantastic. So if you have that high-tech mom, doing a full home automation setup it's within reach. It's super easy.
Right. It's something that you can actually do.
Yes. And it's doable. I mean, you could knock it out. You could set up a system in one day. You could go switch out your switches, install the bridge, install a smart speaker like a home pod, and you're up and running. It's not probably the cheapest thing on my list here, but it is amazing.
Yeah. This one's for me. This last one's for me. Smart speakers.
Oh, yeah.
Smart speakers. You know, when I built my house in 2005, we ran speaker wire in all of the walls all over the place, and we stubbed it out so that we could install speakers later and have whole home audio. But you know what? Gone are the days, because now wireless speakers will communicate with your cell phone or whatever device it is that you're using to send the audio, and there's just no need for all of the other. You can have amazing whole home audio by just going out and buying some Wi-Fi speakers and putting them in the right spots.
Honestly, it hasn't even been that long. I mean, I remember when wired speakers in the ceiling was the norm.
Yeah, yeah.
And you couldn't even get, like when Sonos came out, Sonos speakers, they were like super expensive and they weren't terribly reliable. But now that they've been out, I mean, you can buy them so cheap.
I mean,
and they just work.
You know, I'm saying wireless. What I really should be saying is Bluetooth. They're Bluetooth, but they're not wireless because they do require power.
Totally. Yeah.
So they need to be near an outlet.
I have home pods, for example, Apple home pods all over my house, and I can turn music on one of them or all of them all at once.
From your cell phone.
From my cell phone.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Yeah.
It works great.
Yep, it is. It is amazing.
All right, we've got a few projects left here, and we didn't really know how to classify it, so we just said all moms.
All moms. There are some things that all moms appreciate. Here's one, for example. A picture frame collage. I asked Corey, what is a picture frame collage? He says, well, what do you think it is? And I said, well, maybe it's a collage of pictures that you frame. And he goes, yeah. And I said, well, is it a collage of picture frames? And he says, yeah.
It's anything you want.
It's all encompassing. There's so many possibilities. I enjoy making a picture frame. Have you spent time making picture frames?
I have. I have made picture frames, and I actually have a mat cutter. So I buy the matting, and I can cut my own mats.
Nice.
And it's fun to be able to make them any size you want. Like I'll take photos and print them off. I have a color laser printer, so I'll print them off any size I want. And I'll make these collages of pictures that I really like, with small, medium, and large pictures. And there's something to be had about walking down the hallway and looking at family pictures.
Yeah.
But you can't keep them all the same forever.
Right.
I feel like you got to refresh those every so often. So
I enjoy making a picture frame. I got from my wife for Christmas one year a set of 4 90-degree clamps for clamping the 90-degree corner of a picture frame.
Oh yeah.
It makes assembling them and putting them together much easier. And I feel like I've done that a lot. I enjoy that. That's a fun project. A collage of various sized picture frames for pictures that are also various. Not you don't want to use different size frames, but all the same picture. That also doesn't work.
All the same. I talked to somebody this last weekend who said that they did a joke on their family and they replaced all of the pictures of Jesus in their house. They had several pictures of Jesus. He replaced them with pictures of Obi-Wan Kenobi in his robe.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, that's pretty funny. No blasphemy. I wouldn't do that, but I still thought it was pretty funny. Here's another one. The fireplace makeover. Do you have a fireplace that has brick from 1982 or is painted or has a mantle that is from 1982? I do. And the fireplace makeover is high on my priority list. And one of these years, I'm not going to do it this year for Mother's Day because I've run out of time. But I think maybe next year, I'm going to put that on the list and get that done by Mother's Day.
It is a nice fireplace, but it certainly shows its age. So I think that's going to be really cool when you do take the time to get that done. I'm excited for that project.
Yeah,
That'll be a good one.
Yeah, you should help.
I will. I would like that.
All right, Tony, last one on the list here. This is I think this is probably the number one project anyone can do for their mother or for their wife who's a mother.
All you need is the desire. Where there's a will,
there's a way.
There's a way.
This is a big project.
This is a big project. If you did all the stuff.
I think this would be,
but it would be
you would
very
have to
cool.
Start some of these things months ago.
I did some of these exact things.
I know you did.
Yeah, and it turned out really good. I'm here to tell you, this is a good idea.
Well, we're talking about converting your bathroom,
your master bathroom,
into a spa.
Yeah, spa bathroom.
Mm-hmm. And I'm talking soaker tub.
Oh yes,
heated floors.
Yes, absolutely.
Heated towel rack.
I don't know about that. That sounds very high end.
Ooh yeah, we had one we visited Paris, and they had a heated towel rack. It was amazing.
Well, I can tell you what I do know about that. I know that there's very few things that I love more than opening the dryer and pulling out a load of freshly dried warm towels.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, if I was grabbing that every time I got out of the shower, that'd be something.
Oh yeah. And I mean, how often have you walked into the bathroom, ceramic tile floors, in the middle of wintertime?
It's cold.
It's freezing.
Yeah.
If you got heated floors and a heated towel rack, that thing puts off some serious heat.
Oh, yeah.
Your bathroom is toasty.
That's very pampery.
Heck yeah. A bidet.
Yes.
I mean, I had this conversation this last weekend, too, because all of my friends now, after COVID, you know when COVID and the toilet paper crisis of 2021?
It was 2020.
2020? I don't even know. But the toilet paper shortage.
Yeah.
My wife ran out and bought a bidet because, she's smart.
It's an attachment to the toilet.
Yeah, yeah. You just
as opposed to a separate bidet that sits next to your toilet.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It just connects there. Is the greatest thing since sliced
Does
bread.
yours have warm water?
It does not.
Okay.
And you couldn't tell that you wouldn't matter.
You can get one. You can get them that have a warm water hookup.
You absolutely can, but here's the problem. They're electric and you have to have a plug.
Got it.
So unless you have a plug behind your toilet, which I'm guessing most people don't, you do?
I just installed it.
Wow.
The electrician was there.
And said, do you want a toilet
And he
plug?
said, you do want to put an outlet here next to the toilet? And I go, no. Why would I do that? He goes, well, if you get a bidet, you might want to be able to plug it in so you can have hot water.
And you're charging your phone. Did you put a USB plug in it?
I did. I actually didn't, actually. That would have been a really good idea.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, that's very cool. That's a great idea.
I'll be honest, the one that we have is just cold water, but it doesn't matter. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. But the next one on the list, a heated toilet seat.
Heated toilet seat.
Which to do that, you absolutely have to have
an outlet.
Yeah. So
if you have an outlet, you can have both of those.
Yes.
A heated toilet seat and a bidet.
I wonder if it would burn your bottom.
I don't think so.
Hot water. So I got a funny story. My wife worked at this place that had something up with their water manifolds. So like it's a commercial building and they have these water manifolds piped in. Cold water would come in and then it would go to this manifold and then go out to all the locations. And the hot water would come in and go to this manifold and go out to all these locations. Well, something went haywire where the hot water sometimes would get diverted into the cold manifold.
Interesting.
For the ladies' bathroom. And she would go into the bathroom and the toilets were all filled with hot water.
Wow.
Yeah.
In the toilets.
In the toilets. So
Yikes.
she told me that she would go in there sometimes, sit down, and the toilet was warm.
Because it had hot water in it.
Hot water.
That is wild.
How weird is that?
That's very, very weird. I cannot imagine that.
Maybe you could just replumb your house, connect your toilet to hot. Kind of wasteful.
Yeah. I like this next one. This one kind of reminds me of Hollywood. You know, in Hollywood, backstage where the people that are going to be out on stage are getting ready, they have these mirrors, and all the way around the mirror, a full wrap of just light bulbs.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the Hollywood mirror light bulb set.
Mm-hmm. That's, I've done that in different situations. I've put in lights for people, and it makes all the difference in the world. You know, if you ever talk to like my wife when she's putting on makeup, we've stayed in these hotels where they have like top lighting, you know, or like can lights up top.
Cast a shadow.
And just cast terrible shadow.
Yeah.
So it's...
And then when you walk outside with the makeup that you did and the shadow's not there,
yeah,
it looks weird.
Looks different.
Yeah.
So another thing you can do is put in an LED magnified mirror. You know?
Yeah.
So I had one of these for years and years, and it was made by, I think, Simple Life. It attached to the wall. It had a lithium-ion battery in it. You'd have to charge it once a month, charge it for overnight. And it had a motion sensor on it. So as you walked up to it and put your face up to it, the light would just come on. You know, super bright, and it was magnified. So my wife used that every morning to put her makeup on because the light was right there. It's a fantastic gift idea.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
The next one is another one of the things that I did in my new bathroom is a rain style shower head.
Yes.
I put it right smack in the middle of the shower, coming out of the ceiling. It's about 12 inches by 12 inches square. It's got a bunch of little things where the water comes out. I mean, that thing puts water on you. It does. And then I have a shower head on either side so that, you can just be in sort of a tsunami.
Yeah. I
You
love
can just be in there, turn on tsunami, say, go gadget tsunami. And then when you come out, it's kind of like having gone through a hurricane.
Well, and if you don't, you just remodeled your whole bathroom, which is a little unfair because if somebody was just going in to try and spa up their bathroom, level it up,
right,
so to speak, you can't just install a rain shower head.
They have extensions that come off of the current water supply, and one goes all the way over into the middle, and one is right there on the end. And then you have a knob and you turn it from one to the other or both. So, yeah, you can buy aftermarket rain heads that have a regular head and they attach and it just extends over. You can.
I have to look
You
into
just
that.
have to look into it.
I will.
You'll find it. And then in a worst case scenario, this is how bad it is. You have to take the sheetrock off of the one wall and the ceiling, and then have a plumber come and make that connection, and then re-sheetrock.
Well,
what are we talking about?
Well, I have tile. It's all tile. And
Yeah,
then on the other side of the wall is tile. So that couldn't do it. Not there.
I mean, you just have to have tile work done.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do it, right? It just depends on
Time and money.
your commitment to the project.
I'm not doing it. I like the extension, though. The extension idea is
Yeah,
good.
you can do it. It works
I have
good.
to go find one of those. All right, last one on the list, Tony, for the spa bathroom.
Yes.
Some potted plants.
You need to have something growing in there. I feel like as I acquire more and more potted plants in my home, I really, really am enjoying having plants around. It's very nice.
Makes
It's
you feel
very soothing, and it makes you feel good. In the bathroom, you got to have one in there.
I like it.
Maybe a big old monstera.
Yeah. Something.
Aaron would approve.
She would. Aaron Harding. Clever Bloom.
Yeah.
She's our good buddy. All right, cool. Well, that's it. Hopefully we give you some inspiration to get out and get some projects done for the mother in your life, whether it be your mom or your wife who is a mother. And it's funny. I've talked to people who say Mother's Day is for the kids.
Well, that's true. I mean,
I asked a group of guys, I'm like, what are you guys doing for your wives for Mother's Day?
Yeah.
Probably half of them said, nah, nothing.
Right.
The kids are making her macaroni, I love you signs.
Right. I'm going to my mom's.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I'm going to go to my mom's, and I'm going to hang out with my mom. We're going to talk to my mom. And the kids are going to do something for my wife.
Yeah, see, my wife, that would not fly in my house.
Really?
Yeah.
You have to do Mother's Day things for your wife.
Lives.
Oh, she's not here. Yeah, she's a long ways away.
3,000 miles away.
What are you going to do for your mom?
I don't know yet.
You call her up at least and tell her that you love her.
Say hi. But yeah, for my wife, I got a whole thing planned.
Yeah, good. That's great. I love it. From Tony and Corey, your weekend warriors, we want to say to moms all out there, Happy Mother's Day. We hope you have an amazing, wonderful day.
Absolutely. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.